And I've seen this before in Chicago. It's not a lack of food, it's a lack of alignment. We have enough food in America to feed everyone 3 times over. I'll say that again. We have enough food in America to feed everyone 3 times over. But the question is not, do we have enough? It's, do we care enough to move it? So when we talk about food insecurity, we have to move past charity and start talking design. Because when a system stops serving the people inside it, that's not failure, that's an invitation. Now let's talk about charity. Sam knows that's a trigger word for me. The pantry model was born in crises, and it saved countless amounts of lives. But crisis models were never meant to become permanent. For too long, we built food systems around what's left over. Pantries give what's left. Families deserve what's right. Imagine working all day, picking up your kids, and then being handed a box of whatever someone else does not want. Maybe it's expired. Maybe it's processed. Maybe it's food your family doesn't even eat. That's not choice. That is dependence disguised as generosity. I say that with love because I've been in that line. I've stood behind my mother as she's waited to receive food from a system that was built to serve, not to listen. But at Dion Chicago Dream, we actually flipped that model. Every week, we deliver a week's worth of brand new, fresh produce directly to families' doors. No line, no shame, no leftovers. Because when you give people quality, you remind them that they deserve and that they're worth quality. When people receive dignity, they begin to make different decisions about their health, about their finances, and about their dreams. Dignity restores agency, and agency restores hope. I'll never forget the first recipients opening their boxes 4 years ago and crying at the sight of fresh strawberries. With one recipient even saying, "I forgot what fresh strawberries even smelled like." That moment taught me something. It taught me that when people are treated with dignity, they remember what they deserve. They draw back to times when they felt appreciated. Now, dreams are beautiful, but dreams without systems, they stay dreams. When I came home from the Navy, I realized my true gift wasn't storytelling. It was logistics. The Navy taught me something simple but profound. If the shipment doesn't arrive, then the mission fails. Logistics is trust. So I built Dion Chicago Dream like an Amazon for good. Routed maps, deliveries tracked, quality controlled. We've moved more than 5 million pounds of fresh produce. We've never missed a payroll. We've never left a family wondering if food would come. That's love in motion. And our drivers, they're not volunteers. They're paid living wages. Because when you deliver pay to people with dignity, they deliver and commit to paying it forward. Logistics is love. Systems are love. Because love isn't a feeling, love is consistency. Love is showing up, box after box, week after week, family after family. Now I know something about this region. I know a little bit. Folks here knows what it means to show up. You work in every kind of weather. You keep resorts, schools, and homes running. You are the infrastructure. So imagine what would happen if we treated food the same way that we treat the same systems that we are keeping going. What if we said no family in Garfield County should have to plan their week around what they'll eat? As November 1st comes, as federal cuts continue from SNAP to TFAP, we can't rely on generosity alone to fill those gaps. We need infrastructure. We need infrastructure that holds and not Band-Aids that can peel. That's what Dion Chicago Dream has proven. Systems can be loving. Logistics can be a language of care. But data can deliver dignity. So now let's talk about that responsibility. Because food insecurity isn't someone else's problem. It's everyone's. It's in the hands of the business owners who set wages, policymakers who decide budgets, philanthropists who choose between relief and investment, and neighbors who choose empathy over apathy. What's your role? We all eat. We all have skin in the game. So the question is, what kind of game are we playing? If this valley can build resorts that draw people from all over the world, why can't it build a food system that feeds its own people first? Imagine this valley leading the way, connecting the actual local farms to local families in real time, paying workers living wages to move that food, using technology to map need, not just manage it. That's not fantasy, it's design. Innovation doesn't start with money. It starts with imagination, believing that you can do it. And imagination then turns into infrastructure. When we decide that dignity is non-negotiable, that's when we can have true impact. So here's a thought. What if Garfield County became the first rural region in America to declare fresh food is infrastructure? That is how you shift from relief to redesign, from pity to power, from helping people to honoring people. But I want to be clear about something. I'm not here to provoke attention. I'm here to provoke progress because I've drawn my line. No more charity without dignity. No more access without quality. No more programs without purpose. Food security isn't a favor, it's a foundation. And foundations require builders. We are the builders. You, me, this community. So let's build. Let's create systems that outlive empathy and sympathy. Let's design infrastructure that feeds dignity. And let's make sure that when the next generation opens their fridge, they don't just find food, they find hope. Are you a provider, a supplier, a deliverer, a retailer, financier, grocer? Today, I dare you to choose and change. Why? Because then they will find proof that we cared enough to change. Because if it wouldn't feed my family, it wouldn't feed yours. So before I finish, I want you to do something for me. I want you to think about what you're sitting on right now, the chair. When you walked in, you didn't stop to inspect it. I looked at a lot of you. You didn't check the screws or test the legs. You just believed it would hold you, and you sat down. That's the kind of belief it takes to change systems, the kind that moves before everything is proven, the kind that trusts the structure will hold. So if you believe that food security is possible, I want you to move with that same faith. So I want you to go ahead. I want you to lean forward. I want you to move to the front of your seat. Everybody in the room, move to the front of your seat for me. Now feel that. It's still holding you. It's still supporting you. Because that's belief. That's infrastructure. That's dignity in motion. And now, I can say I've done what I promised. I left you believing. I left you encouraged. And yes, I left you on the edge of your seats. Thank you.